Charlie Brooker from The Guardian says, "Let's think outside the box here. Maybe blue sky thinking is nonsense." Blue sky. BLUE space SKY. Blue sky. I recently encountered the phrase blue sky in a meeting of indie game developers recently here in Austin. And they were bringing up the topic because they were talking about two different design paradigms or design philosophies. One was the lean business model or the customer-centered design model. And that's the model where you literally base your design ideas and solutions on the real world, on what people actually say or express that they want. So you could, for example, interview 100 people, really understand whatever problem it is that they're facing. Or in this case, for the video game designers, they could interview them about what types of games do they like to play? How much do they usually cost? How much time would you usually spend on a game? That kind of stuff. They get all this information and really understand the needs of a population. And then they go and create their design ideas or their video game ideas based on that. And it works for businesses. There's been a trend in the last couple decades to go toward that customer-centered design model because it's proven in a way. There's research that says that you create better products, you meet your customer needs better, and you might make more money. All of that is really great for a business, especially an engineering business. And so this customer-centered design model is kind of the opposite of blue sky thinking or blue sky design. And what is blue sky design? Well, it's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds beautiful. It is poetic sounding, but what do you think of when you look up at that clear blue sky? You kind of think about anything. It harkens back to your childhood memories of I look at the clouds and I see whatever I want. It's ideas unconnected with the earth. You're literally floating off into space. You're not thinking about any of the people on the ground on this earth around you. You're just thinking up at the sky and thinking about whatever. It doesn't have to be connected to anything that anyone else wants or says that they need or expresses. What's the value of blue sky design or thinking in engineering then? I mean, there are times when you might want to brainstorm and get a whole bunch of ideas, and blue sky thinking could help you come up with ideas unbiased. But I do think that you shouldn't just throw out all your customer data as well. Then there's a time to integrate what you learned from your customer. Blue sky thinking and blue sky design for me kind of pushes engineering more towards art. And art definitely has more of that connotation of doing whatever you want. You're doing it literally for what you want. Maybe you as an individual or you as a group of artists, not what every single person in the world wants or not what everyone in your target demographic wants. And so there's a little bit of fuzziness between art and engineering when you start to get into blue sky thinking. So if you ever hear that phrase in engineering or in business or in design, blue sky or blue skies, now you know what it's about. That's our engineering phrase of the day, blue sky. Hi, this is Pius Wong, your resident engineer and host. I just wanted to invite you to check out the K-12 Engineering Education Podcast, because if you're listening to this show, the Engineering Word of the Day, then you might be interested in that podcast too. Want more information? Just go over to k12engineering.net. Thanks.